And be sure and let me know if you or where you're from. If you're a first-time viewer, I always like to know that. And if you are a first-timer, welcome. And we usually come live, like I said, usually come live about 10 o'clock on Friday mornings. But this time it's a little bit later because of my granddaughter's situation. But let me make sure that YouTube's up and going also. So how is everybody? Well, let's see. Looks like the internet's going to be slow today. So I see some people joining in on TikTok. Thank you for being here. Hi, Gloria. Hey, and Angel. It looks like I can't, I have to, for when I make a wreath, I have to have the phone so far away and then I can't see the comments. So do excuse me if I can't see your comment or question. But if you do have a question on TikTok and I don't see it, all you've got to do is email me, and I'm happy to answer for you. The email is Terry Smith. That's Terry with one R, Terry Smith at adorabledecodecor.com. And same with you guys in Facebook or YouTube. If I miss you, please don't take it personally. It's just I don't see it. It's really hard to create and see all the comments and questions. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to get done early today. I haven't. We have been working. My granddaughter's been here, as I said, and I've been trying to take full advantage of that while she's here. She's been a great help. She's commenting, or good grief, moderating all my lives and that kind of thing. So it's been great. Hey, Sue, how are you? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, first, let me show you. We made this last night in our wreath making group. And if you don't know, if you're new, I do have a wreath making group. It's a monthly recurring membership. But we make wreaths, we make garlands, we make swags, and we make arrangements. And this is what we did last night. I just thought it was really cool. This kind of a nautical theme. I had some leftovers from a wreath I made. Actually, it's sitting right back there. I had a leftover, and that was another tutorial we did in there, but we made a coordinating piece last night. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. As I said, if you're just coming in, this guy right here is the inspiration for this design. And I normally try to have some everyday type of wreaths in my shop. I'm really bad about it right now. I always have a dog wreath in there. I always have a golf lovers wreath, and I always have cowboys. I have none of those listed right now. So I thought right now where we're kind of in between seasons or on the tail end of summer and not quite full force into fall yet, I'm going to get some of these everyday standbys that I have and get those listed. So isn't he adorable? But got this from Etsy, Carol Stitches of Love. If you haven't checked out her shop, be sure and do that because she makes a lot of my attachments. I just love her things. They're very well made, and she's always really good to deal with. Now as I said, this wreath is going to be one that's kind of in progress. I started it, and then I just didn't ever get it finished. But I've already done the base. This is on a elevated wreath form, elevated work wreath, and it's a 15 to 24 inch. I did a base of just some 21-inch mesh with 10-inch poofs all the way around, and then I put ruffles on it, and that's how far I've gotten. But I always like to get all my supplies ready, and then I go ahead and then add them all at once. But I don't like to go back and forth from cutting and then trying to create. But I do have my ribbons cut already. These are cut at 14-inch strips, and I think I ended up with 6 different ribbons. I'll show you those when we get ready to attach them. And then I've got my sign. It says, and I'm sorry, on TikTok, I know it's backwards. I can fix that for if it's not live. If it's live, I haven't figured out how to fix it yet. if there is a way. If you guys know, let me know because I'd love to fix it. But it says all guests must be approved by the dog. And then I went ahead and this bow I actually made last year and I just haven't used it yet. So that's what we're going to be using as the 4-inch burlap, which I like to use that a lot in my designs. Just kind of makes a statement. So, all right, so let's see who else here. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Let me see who's on YouTube. And we have Starfire. How are you today? Good deal. And TikTok's trying to tell me what to do here. It's taking a finger and going across. I don't know what that means. But hi, Donna. Good morning. That's Scooby-Doo. It looks like Scooby-Doo, doesn't it? So, all right. So, like I said, I've got my mesh ruffles already put on. All I need to do now, as far as getting the base repaired, is apply my ribbon, and we'll go ahead and do that now. And I hope I'm where people can see me. So, how is everybody today? Ready for the holiday weekend? I can say that now. Used to, I worked every other weekend, so it was always hard to get excited whenever everybody else was off for the weekend and we got to work. And I don't know, it was almost like rubbing salt in the wound whenever people would say TGIF and that kind of thing. But I always think about that whenever I say Happy Friday now. So has anybody got any fun plans? I know Vince, you were going to be visiting Toronto for the weekend, for the holiday weekend. Anybody else have any plans for the holiday? Let's see. I'm going to separate this ribbon out. Isn't that ribbon cool? This is one of my all-time favorite ribbons. I use this all year long. It's a 1.5-inch burlap, but it has the chenille edge. And I actually found it when it was Christmas time, but I use it all year long. I just love it. Hi, Sharon. Good morning. And I'm just going around. I've got 2 ribbons. A lot of times, or 2 ribbons per wreath tie. A lot of times I'll use 3 on my mesh wreath, 3 ribbons for each tie. But this one I'm just going to put 2 in each tie. And they're cut at 14-inch strips, and I should have 18 wreath ties, so we should have 6 of each ribbon combination. Here's another one. I really like this. It has the paw print and the dog bone on it. It's really cute. And I'm just going around on the lower level there, which I missed one. We're going on the lower level, and I'm putting a ribbon set in each one of the ties. To me, this is one of the more boring parts of making a mesh wreath. Seems like whenever I'm making the floral, which that's my love, is the floral wreaths. Seems like when I'm making those, there's always a different. I'm always doing something different, whether it be adding the greenery, adding the florals, whatever. On mesh wreaths, this part is kind of repetitive to me, so I can tend to get bored. So, oh, Donna, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. July 1st. So you're a firecracker baby. Now, my mom actually, it was my parents' wedding anniversary. My dad is gone now, so it's always probably a little bit tough for my mother. But I'm just looking to see what ribbon I needed next. But anyway, my mom says she picked that date because it was exactly 6 months between July and Christmas, and then she'd be getting gifts both times. So she planned it out that way. Plus, she said it was a long weekend when the year they got married. So, but happy birthday. Hey, Jen, how are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you? Okay, let's see. Okay. And I'm just rotating these, rotating the ribbon combos, and I just stayed with basically a beige color, the black and the white. The dog is just a hair different tone of the brown, or more of a tan, I guess it is. But I'm not going to let that bother me. I don't have any ribbons that it matches exactly, but I don't feel like it has to. Okay, Michelle's wanting to know how long are the ribbon tails? They are 14 inches. And a lot of times I'll go back in there and trim them. And I just kind of eyeball it to see. Usually it's ones toward the inside that I trim down a little bit shorter. But let's see, where am I at? But they're 14 inches. And I hate this. This is the very last. I've had this ribbon here for years. I love the pattern. This is the very last strips of it. I threw my last roll away today when I was cutting this ribbon out. Hey, Fredna. Good morning. Hey, Susan. I wish I could see my phone better. Hey, Kelly. Good morning. Yes, the mesh is 10 inches. The mesh ruffles are 10 inches. Um, I put 10-inch poofs on the bottom for my bottom base, and then I put 20-inch strips of the 10-inch mesh to make them into ruffles. And you know, I've experimented back and forth. I've used 10-inch strips. I've used 15-inch strips of mesh. To me, really, you can't tell much difference. And in fact, whenever I'll be getting more into it here as we enter into fall and Christmas, but when I do my mesh wreaths on an evergreen base, I don't even measure them. And you just can't tell. So don't lose a lot of sleep if they're uneven, or, if say I run out of the mesh on a roll. If it's 17 inches, I'm going to go ahead and use it because you can't tell. Seriously, you really can't tell. And if there is that much of a noticeable difference, you can always put your character over the top of it, or you can disguise it some way. So, but yeah, I'll use on all my mesh wreaths, if I'm putting ruffles on them, I'll use anywhere from, I don't use the 10 too much anymore, but I'll use probably 15 to 20-inch ruffles. That was a long answer for your question. On this one, and this one is 20 inches. I wish I still had my moderator here. Like I said, Allie went to visit some other people today. Who else do we have over on YouTube? Let me know. But here's what I'm doing. I'm just going around each tie and putting 2 ribbon tails in it. And I see that one's uneven, so I just adjust it. All right, so now we need this one. Like I said, to me, this is always the boring part. I want to just get to the fun part. All right, we're almost done with the back layer. And I always start with my bottom layer first, the bottom or the outside ring first. It doesn't matter. It's whatever your preference. It makes not one single bit of difference whether you start on the inside or on the outside. It's just the way I was taught, and I've always done it that way. Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. All right, this is the last one on the outside ring. All right, so that's what we've got so far. See how big it looks? These usually end up being pretty large wreaths. You can make it however large you want. If you leave out the mesh ruffles, it'll cut down on the size some. All right, now we're going to move into the inside ones. It's hot here. Yes, I bet it is. I noticed that, Jen. I know you guys get similar weather as what we do, but I noticed that whenever I walked outside today, it was already hot and humid. We were blessed with a few nice days earlier in the week, but it's supposed to be hot now. We just need rain in the worst way. Okay, I'm looking to see where I want to go now. I'm just looking at my pattern on my outside ring here and seeing what I want to do. Not that one. I want this one. And I don't worry too much about doubling up on the patterns. It seems like, again, you're not going to notice in the long run. And you're going to have some where things will kind of, similar patterns will bump up to get right together. Because on these mesh wreath bases, if you're using, we've got 18 ties, and we've got 10 ties on the outside, we've got 8 on the inside, so it's just inevitable you're going to double up on something where it's right next to each other. So don't worry about it. Just have fun. It's my motto. Oh, you do too? Yes, I know. I know. So we only have 6 more to place, and then we'll get on to the fun part. Now, I just really like this this chenille edged ribbon. You'll see me use it a lot. To me, it just adds a lot of texture and interest to your wreaths. Did I drop some? I sure did. Okay. It's like that wasn't looking right. Hey, Sharon. We've got a lot of Sharons here today. Good morning. Thank you for being here. So in the comments, let me know what everybody's doing this weekend. Or if you're working. If you're working, sorry. I might work, but if it will be if I want to. Which I find that a lot. My husband will be up there watching TV. It'll be some old John Wayne movie that he's watched 15 times. Oh, thank you for following. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if you have anybody that you think might like this kind of, craft that we're doing, please share it to them. The more followers and such that we get, the more it's, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube's going to show it. So I really appreciate that. It's kind of like my tip jar for doing these videos. Going to the Showboat in Branson. I hope you enjoy. I have, here it's not that far away from us. I live in Indiana, and I've been through Branson before, but I've never been there as a visitor. But I've seen that they have a lot of really cool fun things to do there. I know a lot of people where I live, they go there. All right, so we're now ready. This one. Oh, you live a couple of hours from Branson? Yeah, I think it's farther than that for us. It's I imagine it's probably about 5 hours. We're right on the west line of Indiana. But yeah, I've been through there a lot. I just haven't stopped. But I know it's a really cool place. I've seen other people. One of my friends actually, she just went not too long ago. All right, let me grab this other that I dropped on the floor. And this is the very last one. Oh my gosh, Fredna, you got a heavy weekend. Yeah, you need it too. Yeah, I think most places are dry. For some reason, though, right now, and I don't know how this happens, but I've got alerts on my weather app that keep on alerting for the East Coast. I have no idea why that is because my location is for here, but I know they've been getting storms. Okay. Now, again, just like what I was talking about, these two are doubled up, looking the same. That's okay. Nobody's going to notice. All right, and I've already put my wreath hanger on. I always put a wreath hanger on first before I do my signs. That way, yeah, if I put my sign on first or my attachment on first, then I'm not trying to struggle getting the positioning right with the wreath hanger. But I always recommend doing that first. When you're using a sign or attachment, that is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hang this up here. That's what we have so far. Looks like I need to raise you guys on. Or I tell you what, I'll just drop this down just a little bit. That'll make it easier for me to reach anyway. There we go. All right, so let me check on YouTube here. Hey, Vicki, good morning. Vicki's enjoying the grandchildren this weekend. Oh, thank you, Vanita. Thank you. Yeah, I totally love it whenever I have my grandkids here. And that's the reason I haven't gotten a whole lot done this week. But I wasn't going to miss anything with Allie being here. I'm just scraping off. I've got some moss that I had sitting on my table that I didn't get wiped off completely. I'm just getting that off of this guy. And before I would ship him off, I always take a lint brush to my plush guys, just so there's not anything on there that shouldn't be. So, oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. All right, so as I said, I've got this guy I want to put on here, and I'm thinking I'm going to put him right about here. And then what did I do with my sign? Oh, here it is. Here's my plan. I'll put this in here, and then I've got save room for my bow right there. So I'm just going to slide this right through here. And I started to say, and I got sidetracked, but you know, this is going to be a large wreath, but you can make it however big or small you want. You would just add or subtract any of the pieces. You know, the mesh ruffles in itself adds a lot of size to a wreath. You don't have to add those. If you don't want to. So I might have him a little bit high. Let me see here. Get my bow. No, I think that's all right. That'll save room. I can put a little goodie down here if I need to. Actually, let me zoom in for you guys. I can't zoom in on Face or on TikTok, unfortunately. I really wish most of us creators that have been doing videos for a while, we've got cameras that we can zoom in, zoom out, and so far TikTok hasn't made. It's not to where we can do that with TikTok yet. We have to use our phone, and if there is a way to zoom in and out, I don't know about it. I wish there were. And we'll come in here and just kind of adjust these as need be. I'm going to go ahead and get all my attachments on, and then we'll come back and we'll fix the ribbons. So. Hey, Sue, how are you? Good morning. Oh, Sharon, you only live 20 minutes from Branson? That's cool. All right, I'm going to come over here. And again, I'm going to leave room for my bow. And I've got some pipe cleaners on here, but I'm going to have to add a few more. But I wanted to see, where I was going to end up with this first as far as positioning. I think I'm going to have to come in probably about right here. I don't like to put them on straight. I like to put just a little bit of a tilt to them just to give a little bit of interest. I don't want it just to be flat. Brenda's asking, am I going to Crafters Convention this year? No, I'm not. I have had so much travel here lately. I went to my mastermind. I went to Texas just now. I just got home from that this week. So no, I cannot. And really, talk about close. It's only like 2 or 3 hours from me. I wish I could. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. All right, so let's put this back up here and see where we're at. And I'm just attaching this pipe cleaner, running it through the mesh and getting it onto the metal wreath frame. I'm just going to tack it on for right now, and then we'll see what's what once I get it on there. Come on. Sometimes getting the pipe cleaners through the mesh is the hardest thing. All right, get on there. All right. Now, I know I'm probably right in front of you guys. Maybe, maybe not. But let me get this adjusted and then I'll get out of your way. There we go. All right. Oh, thank you, Connie. I didn't even see you out there. So I'm just checking on YouTube here a second. Um, oh, thank you, Vicki. Thank you. Vanita's asking what size was the mesh cut and the ribbon. And the mesh was cut at 20-inch strips, and the ribbon was cut at 14 inches. And, you know, a lot of times I'll come back and trim it too. So there's that. A lot of it might end up being 12 or 13 inches on the ribbon or less, just depending on what it looks like after I get everything put on here. Okay, put that right there. You know, and like I said, I made this bow, gosh, it's probably been a year that I made this. I'm going to make my pipe cleaners a little bit longer, but I made the bow about a year ago probably. It's been sitting back with my to-do pile, and I decided before I got full force into fall, I am going to get some of these knocked out. But my mesh is too thick. I can't get one pipe cleaner to do the job. Oh, thank you, Vicki. How was all of this all about? I don't understand what you're talking about, Michael. You'll have to ask me a different way because I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we'll put this right here. Just got to find the right hole right here in the mesh to get my pipe cleaners through. There we go. Tighten this down a little bit, and then I go back and I'll see what our ribbons look like. Like I said, usually this is the point, then I'll go back through and see what's what and what I need to adjust and trim. And a lot of times on this design too, I will put some greenery on it or something like that just to finish it off. But I'm not going to do that with this one. I'm just going to leave it like it is. Get all these ribbons adjusted here. Just like this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim this one down just a bit. I need to push it back just a little bit, though. It's like right here in my face. Oh, good afternoon. It's afternoon. Where are you at, Angela? Oh, thank you, Fredna. Where are you from, Angela? I don't, it's morning still here, I think. Might be close to 11, but. Yeah, and like I said to begin with, if you're a first-time viewer, let me know where you're at. I really like to know that. And I'll trim the tails here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and kind of shorten up some of these ribbons that need addressed. this one here is a bit too long too. This one here is too long. And I just do that by looking at it. I don't measure it specifically or anything like that. I just look at it, and if it doesn't set right or doesn't hang right, then I'll usually trim it up. This one here is kind of sticking out like a sore thumb to me. Maybe this one. All right, I think that all looks good here. Got one hidden down here, so let's find him. This one here looks a bit long. Does this one. Just putting some finishing touches on is all I'm doing here. Just kind of cleaning it up. Okay, I think that's okay for the most part now. Now I'm just going to come down here and trim my tails. I'm going to tighten this bow up just a bit. I don't want it back sunk into the bow or into the mesh, but I don't want it to where it's floppy either. All right, let me get everything fluffed. Trim our tails. I always make the back ones just a little bit longer than the front ones. Okay. Okay. Let me do one last look here in the middle, or in the camera. Move that over just a little bit. Oh, wow, Verlene. Way to go. Verlene says her watermelon wreath that she entered into her city's watermelon festival took first place. Congratulations, Verlene. Good for you. That's fabulous. You'll have to post a photo of it. Oh, thank you, Angela. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. All right. I'm looking to see if I have any questions now on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Benita. All right. I'm going to pop up here. I'm going to see if I can see TikTok questions. Kelly's wanting to know where I buy my ribbon. I buy my ribbon all over the place, Kelly. I do have some ribbons for sale myself in my Etsy shop. It's boxmybow.com. And I've got that. And then I just actually yesterday opened a new Etsy shop that's going to have just ribbon and wreath supplies in it. It's Box My Bow. I don't have my website converted there yet, but anyway, there's some ribbon available. But I buy from all over the place. I buy from Craft Outlet, Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop, Deco Exchange, and some of my more expensive designer ribbons I buy from Fair Silk and D. Stevens. But I buy just all over the place. And to be honest, sometimes I even buy them at Hobby Lobby, just depending on the need and the quality of ribbon. I have some ribbon that is Sam's Club ribbon. So I've had years of collection. So, all right, anybody else have any questions? Yeah, and I'll post a link to whenever I get that new shop set up a little bit better. Like I said, I just have a few things in there right now. But, and then two, also I wanted to tell you guys, July 15th, 16th, and 17th, I will be hosting another, just a basic wreath making course. It's just going to be basic nut and bolts things. I'm going to zoom out here, guys. But things that I wish I would have been taught when or would have known when I very first started making wreaths, like what to buy, what tools do you need, what stuff do you not really need, what tools, supplies like mesh, explaining the different kinds of mesh, where to get it, florals, where to get florals, how to pick florals, greeneries, same thing. And so just basic things, how to put a design, how I decide to put a design together. But it's going to be 3 days. Cost is very low. But I don't have the link posted just yet, but I just wanted to get a heads up there, kind of be looking for it. We always have fun. We always do way more than what I say we're going to do. And if people have been in there before can vouch for that. But we always have a good time, and it's going to be for beginners on to advanced, whoever. Anybody's welcome, but it's going to be geared to basic wreath making elements, tools, supplies, that kind of thing. So when I get it finished up, I should have the rest of the things set up today, and I'll post a link where you can sign up if you're interested. But it's going to be July 15th, 16th, 17th. You don't have to be live. It'll be recorded, and I'm going to have a separate group. It'll be on Facebook. I don't know if I can do it. I'll have to look and see if I can do it someplace else too. I don't think I can do it on TikTok yet. YouTube, we'll have to check that out. But we'll have a separate group where everything can be downloaded and that kind of thing. And we have handouts. So, okay. All right. And if anybody is interested in purchasing this wreath, I do have it listed on my Etsy shop. That's Adorable Deco Decor. But and I'll put a link also. But if you go there, it'll just say made on Facebook or made on live video. I have to adjust that. So many years it was just Facebook. Now we've added all these other cool places. So, but I do have it listed there. If you're interested, you just click that link and you can purchase this wreath. I always go back after the video is done and look if there's any holes, anything I need to adjust. So there's that, but just know that's there. So, okay, Berlin, it's posted on your Facebook page. Cool. Good deal. Fredna, I've got that listed on my Etsy shop. I will put that on there, that link in my comments right now where you can go to my Etsy shop. But hang on. There we go. But now do know, once I take photos and do a full listing and all that, I always put the price up a little bit higher. So if you're interested, now's the time. So, Okay, let me pin that comment there if I can. Oh, it won't let me do it here. I forgot I've got to do that on my phone. But I put a link in the comments on Etsy. I don't think I can do that on TikTok without them. They'll take down the video. So anyway, if you're interested, my Etsy shop is in the link tree. So just go there, and then they'll say made on live video. So, oh, price of the class. Oh, sorry, Fred, I misunderstood you, but it's going to be $4.99. So less than the price of a drink at Starbucks. So, okay, any other questions? Let me look here. Where did I get my wreath stand? I got that at Ladybug Wreath. It's Nancy Alexander. I've had it for years. It was money well worth this. I mean, well spent. They're a little pricey, but I've had this for years. I love it. But I do have a link for it. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. There's a link for it at shopliketerry.com. I put a lot of my favorite things there, but if you go there, there's a link for it, and it'll take you right to where you can find it. Again, it's not an affiliate. I don't get anything out of it, but it is well worth the money. If you know somebody handy, you could probably have somebody build one for you too. But my husband, when I first was looking for something like that, my husband made me one. But I appreciate the effort, but it was not really what I needed. So that's why I got that one. So, all right, any other questions? Oh, thank you, Fredna. Thank you. We'll be looking for you in there if you want to join. And like I said, I don't have the link sign up just yet, but hopefully by the end of the day, depending on what else happens, hopefully by the end of the day I'll get that done. So, all right. Anybody else? I'm going to check YouTube one last time here. Oh, thank you, Vicki. Okay. All right, that's all I have for you today. You guys have a safe and